Give your beanie an upgrade with this crocheted cabled hat. We have 5 sizes, all the way from baby, child, and we'll have a teen that we'll make here, a women's size and a men's size. I'm actually going to make the teen one on camera here, but you'll be able to get the pattern and make all the sizes on our website, so you'll click that down below. I'm going to dive right into the supplies you're going to need and teach you all the skills that you need to know to make this crocheted cabled hat.
Welcome to Good Knit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches.
All right, let's go over the supplies, the things that you're going to need. First, you need the pattern. You're going to want to pull that up on another page on your computer or laptop. You want to download that. If you want the ad-free version, you can get it on Ravelry or Etsy. But down in the video description link below, you can go to our blog and get it for free. So pull that up and have those details ready. We'll go into the specifics on the yarn that you're going to need. All of these hats, you can work one hat with one ball. You might be able to fit another hat in, but it just depends on the size of your yarn ball. These are a bulky 5-weight yarn, and if the yarn gets discontinued or you want to buy it at a different store or whatever, that's fine, but a 5-weight yarn is going to be the best. And you're going to want your regular notions like a measuring tape and scissors, tapestry needle for weaving in the ends later. If you want a stitch counter or row counter, you can have one of those, or just mark it off on your pattern if you print it off. And I think that the stitch markers are going to be handy when we start shaping the crown. So we have these 5 sizes. I know you see 4 here, but we're going to make one on camera. We've got the baby, the child, the teen, which I'm going to make, the women's and the men's. And when they start shaping the top, if you have trouble remembering where to count, the locking stitch markers come in really handy. All right, let's go over the hooks. So you need 2 hooks. One is smaller to work the brim. This is going to be worked from the bottom to the top, from the brim and to the top of the crown, okay? So we're going to be working back and forth in a flat panel, and then we're going to join it together. And so we're working that in an H hook, which is a 5mm. This is a Furls Odyssey hook. You can use whatever hook you like, that's fine. And then we're going to switch up to a 6mm hook. This is the J from Furls Odyssey. Again, I'll have the links to all these things in our website on the blog. I want you to know that different brands or manufacturers will say a different letter for the hook sometimes, and while the H 5mm is pretty universal, saying a J hook size doesn't always it's not always the same millimeter. So remember, this is a 6, so we're doing a 5 for the brim and a 6 for the body. Okay, so gather your supplies. I'm going to go over everything that you need at each step, one by one, on the techniques that you need. We're going to begin with the brim. We have a right and left-handed video tutorial available for you, so be sure and click down below if you're in the wrong video right now. All right, let's begin. All right, so we do have the 5 sizes, and you want to make sure and look at the circumference or diameter around the hat to pick the one that is going to work best for your head that you're making it for, whether it's a baby or a child or a teen, a woman or a man, or the sizes that are relative to that. I would suggest, if you are a petite woman or a teen, or even just a kid that's not like a toddler or something, you probably want to look at the teen size. The teen size is going to be about as tall as this child size here. It's just a little bit wider, and my women's size is going to be taller than this. So it's going to be longer and got a lot more hair. Then you're going to want to pick the women's size. So the width of the teen is going to be, their circumference is the same as the women's. It's just a little bit more height for the women's, okay? And then the men's is going to be about the same height as the women's, just a little bit taller, and it's going to be a little wider. So if you have a larger head, you're going to want that one. This one is the child size, and it's, you know, more like a toddler size. And then we have our baby size, size, which is much smaller. Again, refer to the sizes that are listed. So this pattern has a ribbed look for the brim. You can choose to make one that's double the length so that it can be folded up easily. If you fold this one up, it's going to cover up the really pretty cable here. So if you want something longer to fold up, then you're going to want to double the number of stitches that we are going to begin by chaining here. So just wanted you to see that first before we start. I am going to go into every stitch along the way, so have no fear. And don't forget, there is a button to slow down the playback speed if I'm going too fast, or you can speed it up if it's in an area where I'm talking and you don't want to listen to that. Okay, I'm going to grab my yarn. For the brim, we're going to work as a flat panel. We're going to start with a slip knot. I just wrap my yarn around my finger twice, take the back loop over the front and the back loop over the front again, over the tip of my finger for a slip knot. Make it however you like, that's just how I do it. Go ahead and place that on your hook, and we are going to chain 9 for the non-folding brim. Again, double that if you want a folding brim. So we're going to chain 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure you're working with your smaller hook. I should have reminded you of that. And we're going to start by going into the second chain from the hook, and we're going to single crochet. So this is our first chain. We don't count the hook. This is the first chain from the hook, the second chain from the hook. We're just going to go into that top little loop there and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through for single crochet. If you need a refresher on the single crochet, we do have a beginner video down below. All right, we're going to go into the next loop. Oops, I've got a little hair on here. Hold on. Here we go. All right, next loop, pull up a yarn and yarn over, pull through for another single crochet. You're going to go down the line, and so you're going to have one less stitch than you chained. So if you doubled yours, you'll just have one less than that. Okay, go all the way down. And if you need to slow down this video, there are playback controls on the video. I think it's either a gear button or icon or little 3 little dots, I don't know, but it's on the video player, and you can click to control the playback speed to a slower speed or a faster one if I'm talking too much. Okay, so we're down at the end here, and that was row 1. We're going to turn and work our row 2, which is a repeated row. We're going to be working into the back loop. If you haven't done that before, let's look at it. So if we look at our crochet like this, you can see these loops here, and a lot of times you insert into both loops, okay, across the top, and it has that V shape here. We're only going to go into this back loop here, all right? So we are also not going to chain on this pattern here. We're not chaining one on the brim. It just has a neater look to it. So we're going to go into this first stitch here, not the one that's on the hook, but the immediate one that you see. So the first stitch, pull up a loop on that back loop, pull through and single crochet. Go into the next back loop, pull up a loop and single crochet. That's 2, and we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we have our stitches all the way across, and we've done 2 rows. And I want to take a moment to note that we have the tail on this side, and we have, if we finished over on this side over here. So take a moment if you have a stitch marker, and if you don't, that's okay, but this is going to help you with counting later. Go ahead and go into this little rib that's pronounced. You see it bumps out. Just go place your stitch marker in here, and this is going to help us count, and I'll show you that here in a moment when we get to the end of our brim. So this is going to be our right side that we're going to count on. All right, so you're just going to turn, and now you're going to, whoops, let me turn this way. Now we're going to repeat that again. So we go into the back loop, pull up a loop, and yarn over, and continue repeating. Now you're gonna want to consult your pattern and see how many of these rows that you're going to do for your size. And you can also use this and work if you have a different gauge, that's fine. You can work this until it's about 2 inches short of the circumference that you need, and we'll talk about that in the next part. But go ahead and check. For the baby, it's 42 rows. For the child, it's 60 rows. And for the teen and women, it's 68. And for the men's, it's 72. But again, that's written on the pattern. Go ahead and continue repeating this, going all the way down to the end and repeating until you have that amount of rows, and I will meet you at that point. All right, pause your video and I will see you there. And oh, let me just show you this very last stitch. Oh, yes. And on the very last stitch, if you have trouble finding it, it's this, okay, let's look at this, you'll see this little bitty part that's kind of falling over here, okay? Just go right into that part. That's that last stitch, and pull that up and chain through or pull through, and you'll see it's nice and tidy. All right, so continue going on and we will see you soon. All right, so I have created my brim, and we're gonna go ahead and show you how to measure that and count it. We're gonna stretch it out to where it eases the tension, and we can measure it to what is written in our pattern. Let's go ahead and count out these ribs. I do wanna show you that we have our tail on this side, and then we've ended on the opposite end, so that's perfect. We're on the right side. Let's count these ribs. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. So 42 is where the baby size is. 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, and 60 is where the child size is. 62, 64, 66, 68. Okay, that's the teen and women's size. And then 72 is for the largest size, the men's size. Okay. All right, we're going to connect this. Oh, sorry, we need to measure. So you're going to pull out your measuring tape and make sure this is stretched out, and you may have to tug it at the end to make sure you're at that number. And this is 19 or 19 and a half when I stretch it out, and look at the pattern for the other numbers, the other sizes. That's going to get annoying if I keep saying that out loud for you. So here we go. We're going to connect it. We're going to place the right side to the right side here, and we're going to pick up our yarn and turn around and start connecting these. Okay, so we're going to go straight through this first set of stitches. We're going through both here. Okay, so first one, and then we're going to go over here on the back panel or the end and go through those 2 stitches. Okay, and pull through and pull through, and then we're just going to slip that stitch. So you're not single crocheting or anything, we're just simply slipping these ends together. So go through the next 2 stitches here, or the next set of stitches, and that's on the first panel, and then we're going to go to the second panel and go through, pull through to slip. Okay, keep going all the way down. Again, pause your video to catch up or slow it down. Okay, this last one may be a little hard to see. If you need to, you can kind of approach it from this end and look at it. All right, I got one piece of it. Let's get both. It's a little snug. There we go. And the last one should be where your tail is. Pull through and slip. All right, so we've completed that, and we're going to turn it inside out. So we've got the right side here, got my tail. I can just drop that on the inside, and here's my working yarn, and you can see the ridges all look really nice. Okay, it looks perfect. So now we want to switch out our hook to the larger one. and we're ready. All right, we have our larger 6mm hook, and let's begin. Make sure your tail is on the inside, and we're going to chain 1 for round 1, the body of the hat. And we're going to half double crochet in here. Now we do have a slower video tutorial on that. If you want that, down below, you can look in the video link. We're going to go into this area in this, what I call the valley between the 2 ribs. Before we get to this first rib or ridge, we're going to go into this stitch here. Now it looks like a single strand on top and then 2 double strands. That's okay. We're going to go into this space, and we're actually going to do it twice because we're going to do a quick increase. So go ahead and yarn over to begin your half double crochet. Go into that space there, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and that's 1 half double crochet. We're going to do that again in the same space. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 for another half double crochet. All right, so we're going to go along, and this is for all sizes, okay? So we're gonna go around and pick up stitches along the top of this rib or ridge, and then 1 in the valley. So that's it. So just find a spot where you can get at least 2 strands of yarn on top and pull up a loop. Whoops, I did it again. Let's see, yarn over, and then go in to the top of that ridge, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 for a half double. And now we're going to go into the valley, yarn over, go into that stitch there, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. So you're going to repeat this ridge and valley, or rib and valley, all throughout until you get about halfway, and then you're going to increase again. So I'll come along, show you a quick increase, and then we'll come back to the end of the round. So no matter what size you have, you're going to have you're going to end up having 2 stitches more than you had on your original rows. All right, so continue working along, pause your video, and I will meet you at that halfway point. All right, see you soon. All right, I'm at the halfway point, and I've already gotten to this little valley here, and I'm just simply going to yarn over and go into that stitch again to increase. That's it. Just keep going on to the next stitch, and you're good. So I will meet you back at the end to start on our main stitch pattern. All right, pause your video. I'll see you there. At the end of round 1, go ahead and make sure that you have the right stitch count for your size. And if you are off by 1, you could just pull back a few, make 2 in the little valley, and then come back up to the top of this ridge here, and you should be ready to go, because remember, we made 2 in this little valley here. So connect, you can slip to join at the top of the half double crochet, or you can simply go right here where our chain was, this space here right before that first half double crochet, and pull up a loop and go through here. We're going to be working into the first half double crochet as our first stitch, and if you do half double crochet to the top of that, it looks like you're going over a complete stitch, because you actually will come right into here, and you're missing this part here, which is the chain. So you would come here and pull through and then slip, and then you'd be working directly into that stitch again. So either one is acceptable. I just wanted you to see how that's done. So if I pull out, let me just show you how to make it right in the side of that again. If you want to go into the post of that between the 2, you pull up and then slip to join. I just don't want you to think that that's an actual stitch, and so that's why I actually like to put them together by going into the top of this half double crochet, because you can accidentally count that. So go straight into the top of this half double and slip to join, and then you just count that all as 1 stitch. Okay, all right, so we're going to begin round 2, and we're going to continue half double crocheting. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to go into every stitch around. So yarn over and go through each stitch, and that's it. There's no increasing, there's no special patterning. Just go all the way around and join as we just did. Pause your video, and I will meet you at the end of this round. We'll see you soon. All right, we're at the end of the round. We've got 1 more half double crochet, because there's 1 more stitch here. Pull up a loop and half double crochet, and then slip to join. So I'm going to go into the top of this half double crochet And I'm missing this one because this was my chain. So we're going to go through this stitch and pull up a loop and slip to join. Go ahead and check your stitch count. Make sure that you are at the right number for your hat, just to make sure. And that's just a good habit because there is some math involved to this when we get to the shaping of the top, and also when we're working this cable pattern. Okay, so we're going to start our cable pattern. This round we're going to be working into the front of the post down below. So if you've never seen that before, what we're going to be doing is going down a couple of rows to what lines up with the row that we're going to be creating, and we're going to go into the front of this stitch from the front side, not from the back side. So from the front of this post, which is that vertical part, that vertical stitch, and then come back up with our hook to the front again, and then making a stitch there. So let's get to it. So we first need to chain 1 to start our round. Okay, and this is round 3, just checking my notes here. So half double crochet into this very first stitch and into the next one. So half double crochet once and half double crochet a second time. And now we're ready to go into the front post. See your stitches here line up down here. You know, in crochet it shifts over, so we're not looking at the row below, directly below what we're making. We're going 2 rows down, so 1, 2. So these 2 line up, and then we're going to be looking at this next stitch here and this next stitch here. So we're going to treble crochet into the front post. It's called a front post treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice, 1, 2, and we have a video on how to treble crochet down below if you want a tutorial on that that's slower. We're going to insert into this front post and come back up to the front. Take your yarn and yarn over and pull through. Okay, so we're pulling up a loop, and we're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, 1, 2. And we're going to make a stitch that grows. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. See, it's growing. Yarn over and pull through those last 2. There we go. So it's nice and tall. We're going to repeat that on the next one. Yarn over twice, go through the front post and back up, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. All right. Now we are back to our half double crochet, and we're going to repeat this again. So we need to skip these stitches that were up front. So we're going to half double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So you can see where this one was here. So then we have 1, 2, and then 3. So we're going to go into this one. I'm going to yarn over to half double crochet, go into that stitch here, and yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3. All right, there we have the beginning of our cable. This is what we're doing here. We have our beginning of our cable, and now we're going to repeat that. So yarn over twice, and we're going to go into the next stitch. So we're skipping this one here because that lines up. We're going to go into the next post. Okay, 2 rows below, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that grew it. Again, you can slow down your video if you need. Yarn over twice, do it again next stitch. Go through, come up, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and 2, and 2. So we have 3 times the height, and now we've met this. We want to then establish our half double crochet again. So yarn over, we're going to go into the 3rd stitch from the back here. So we've got coming through this stitch here. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go into that 3rd stitch here. There we go. Pull up a loop and half double crochet. And we are ready to complete our row. And all you're doing is half double crochet all the way around. Join it, and I will meet you for round 4. See you soon. All right, ending round 3. I have 1 more stitch, and then I'm going to join. So we got this one. There we go. And now we're going to round 4, chain 1, and half double crochet into that 1st stitch, and half double crochet into the next, and the remaining stitches. So it's actually just the same as round 2. So you're just half double crocheting all the way around, and you'll notice when you get to these, you're working into the top of these stitches. You might see that the one that we did where we skipped along behind and between these posts, it might look a little smaller, and that's okay. Just go right into that, whether it's a little bit too big or a little too small, that's fine. It'll all even out. And then you'll have this little blank ridges back here. You're not going to do anything with that. They'll just be on the inside and no one's going to see those. So continue going around, pause your video, and I'll meet you back for round 5 where we start twisting things up for our cable. See you soon. All right, so I've finished my round 4 and we're on round 5. I've already slipped that stitch and we're going to chain 1, half double crochet 2 times to begin, and then we'll get into our cable. So half double crochet twice. And last time we did the FPTR, which is the front post treble, but now we're going to do the FPDTR, which is the front post double treble. So when you see that D in there, that's going to be one more yarn over that we're doing. So where we yarn over twice before, we're actually going to yarn over 3 times here in order to make the double treble. And we're going to be working into these long posts here, these columns. So this one is going to be a cable that goes in this direction. If you're watching my right-handed video, it goes to the left, and if you're on the left-handed video, it goes to the right. So it's technically a cable left. The cable right, actually you have to kind of go backwards and go underneath some of these posts, and so this is the easier version. Whether you're right or left-handed crocheter, you're going to see it in the easiest way possible. I'll have instructions for making that cable right as well, and for lefties it'll look like a cable left. So if you want to try a different way, you can, but this is the way we're doing it here in this video. All right, so you start by yarning over 3 times, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into the post, but we're going to skip over the first 2 posts and then this one in between. Go into the this one over here, okay? Go into the front of the post, all right, and then pull up a loop. All right, and now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. You can pull down on this post here to get your tension. 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So that looks like the other one before, but because we have an extra loop, we're going to yarn over and pull through a 4th time and all the way. So there we go. So we're going to do that again. Yarn over 1, 2, 3, and we're going into the next one. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. All right. Now we need to come back to the ones that we skipped. So we do need to establish the stitch in between. So we're going to come back here. We're going to yarn over and do the half double crochet in the 3rd stitch over again, like we did before. So this is where we were last time. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we're going into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, right here, making sure that my yarn over is locked in, and pull through and yarn over and pull through all 3 so that we've got a half double crochet established. And now when we make this other one, it's going to cross over and cover these up, and they'll come on this side. Okay, so that's why we have to put a half double crochet here. So we're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to twist. I know it's awkward. We're going to go into the front, this side of the post, come to the back and pull up, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. I know it's tight. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Again, I'm pulling down on this post here to help me. Yarn over, pull through 2 more, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. There we go. The next one is a little easier because you just did that other 1, 2, 3. Go down to here and pull up, yarn over, pull up a loop. I know it looks messy. 1, 2, pull through those 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and oops, get all the strands. Yarn over, pull through the last 2, and you've crossed it. Now we want to half double crochet in the third over. So we got 1, 2, we're skipping those 2 that it lines up down below, and coming here and yarn over, pull through all 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've made your first cable. Yay! All right, so continue. You're just going to half double crochet all the way around, join it, and I will meet you back up for the repeating instructions. See you soon. All right, way to go. You have completed rounds 2 through 5. That is going to be the repeated section for 4 of the sizes. If you're doing the baby hat, then you can stop there, and you're going to want to jump to the part of the video for shape top, where we're going to be shaping the top, and you'll add this decreased part of the cable on once, and then we'll complete the end of our hat. But for the other sizes, you're going to need to repeat rounds 2 through 5 again until you reach your desired height. You're going to measure from here to here, and it's approximately 4 inches for the baby, and you'll go to 5.5 inches for the child and the teen, and you'll go to 7 inches on the 2 larger sizes, the men's and women's, and then go to shape the top. So I'm going to show you how to begin the rounds. So you're going to begin again with round 2, and you're going to go all the way around with a half double crochet. So that's pretty simple. So I'm going to have you pause your video here, come back when you're ready for round 3, and I'm going to show you how to begin, because it might be a little harder to see where to go into these front posts to do your front post treble crochet. And then you can look back at the other part of the video for the round 5 so you know how to twist it again. And then again, when you're ready to move on to shape the top, you'll jump to that section. We'll have timestamps down below in the comments and in the description, so you can just jump to the part you need or look at the chapters. All right, pause your video, work on round 2, and I'll meet you back for round 3. We'll see you soon. All right, we are at the beginning of round 3. I've already gone ahead and put in the 2 first half double crochets. You know how to do that. So we're going to do the FPTR, which is a front post treble into where we had our cable before. So go ahead and yarn over twice, 1, 2, and now we want to go to the very first post here and go through the front and the back and up to the front again, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over twice and go through this post here, which is the very next one. You have to hunt for it. Grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You can see those have now lengthened. And now we want to come to the back again, yarn over and half double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So we got 1, 2, 3. So we're going into this one, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through all 3. And here we go. We're going to go into these next 2. So yarn over twice and go into this post here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. There we go again, yarn over 3 times, or I'm sorry, 2 times, and go through that post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. There we go. So we have our cable has now fully twisted and it's elongated. It's gone up the sides, and you're going to continue with your half double crochet into the 3rd stitch back here. 1, 2, 3. We're going into this one, yarn over, pull up a loop, and there we go. So you continue half double crochet across the round, and then when you get to round 4, it's the same as round 2. So rounds 2 and 4 are just simply half double crochet all the way around, and then when you get to round 5, again, you will start twisting it again. So I do want to point this out. Do you see how there's a little gap right here? When we get further up and we start making our decreases, we'll actually do something called a decrease right here. And so if it just really bothers you, I'm going to show you right now how you can fix it. We're still going to make it look like there's a stitch right here. This part's not in the pattern, but you will see me do this when we get to the decreasing rounds with rounds 3 and 5. To kind of place hold. So here we go. This is an alternate here. So we're the second, I'm sorry, the first stitch, the second stitch, and the 3rd. So look at the 2nd and the 3rd. We're going to do a decrease here. Going to go into this stitch here, yarn over and pull up a loop, notice I didn't yarn over first, and then we're going to go into the third stitch, which is the one where we had that half double before. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 3, and then go ahead and do another half double, and we're going to set this down. Okay, do you see how it closed that little hole where down here there's a little bit of a hole here? So that's a technique that you can do as long as you're finishing on that third stitch there. It will close that gap a little bit, and you'll just continue working in the round. So when we get to the shape top part, you're going to see me choose different stitches than we've done before, which is going to close the gaps, but also make sure our cable lines up correctly, and because it will start to lean a little bit if we don't start moving some things. So, all right, let's keep going. Finish out your round and meet me back up when you get to the right length for your hat. Okay, we'll see you soon. I just want to throw this in here again. I'm on round 5. I'm going to do my cable, so I'm going to twist around 3 times, yarn over 3 times on my hook, skip over these first 2 posts and skip this one. So we're going 3 stitches over, and to this next post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's once, and then twice, 3 times, and 4 times. Yarn over 3 times, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through once, twice, 3, 4 times. And now we want to establish our middle post here. Yarn over, go into the second loop over, the third loop over, 1, 2, 3. Go into this one and pull through for half double crochet. And now we're going to twist over to these posts. Go yarn over 3 times and come to the very first one, come up, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's once, twice, 3 times, and 4. And do again, 1, 2, 3. Go to this post here, the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through once, twice, 3 times a lady, and 4. And now we want to finish out that next part. So you go into the third stitch over, 1, 2, 3. And you do the half double crochet here, or you can do the into the second and third stitch a decrease. So 1, pull up a loop, 2, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through those so it's nice and tight. And then we're going to half double crochet throughout the round. Okay, and then you be done with your repeat for all the sizes except for the 2 larger women's and men's size. You'll have another set of repeats rounds 2 through 3 for those other ones. All right, so continue going on, and I'll meet you back up to shape the top. See you soon. Shape the top. So this is where we are taking the top and we're shaping it, reducing or decreasing the stitches. So you see I've got some stitch markers here. This is where they're going to come in handy. If you have the baby size, 3 stitch markers is appropriate. If you have the men's size, just 1 is appropriate, or you may not need 1 at all. And then for the other sizes, you're going to want 5 of them. So you will want to refer to your pattern. I don't want to try and make it confusing, but I am going to give instructions for all 5 on here. So here we go. So we're going to start our round by chaining 1, and we're going to half double crochet in the next 7 stitches. So I'm going to go into the first one and half double crochet once, and then keep going for 7 stitches. This is for all sizes. So 2, 3, 4, whoops, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now we're going to decrease 1. To decrease, you're going to don't yarn over, but go into the next stitch and pull up a loop, and then go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. So we're taking 2 stitches down to 1, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. There we go. So we've decreased once. Now we're going to repeat that, and that's where our stitch markers come in. So every time you repeat it and you make a decrease, I want you to place a stitch marker there. Don't count this one. The instructions tell you how many times to count it. So we're going to repeat from that asterisk in the pattern, which is HDC or half double crochet in the next 7 stitches. So let's go ahead and do that once. And that's it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now we're going to decrease again. So go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 3, and go ahead and mark that. Okay, so this is our first of those repeats. So we're going to repeat that, and the pattern says repeat it 3 times for the baby, 5 times for the next 3 sizes, and then 1 time only for the largest or the men's size. So this would be the only time you see it on the men's, and then excuse me, so you've already done that, and then you would just half double crochet for the rest of the pattern. So for the other sizes, you're going to continue going 7 stitches and then doing your repeat again. Okay, so once you see the number of stitch markers that you need starting here for your repeat, then you would just stitch all the way to the end. You don't have to count, and complete half double crochets and close out that round. So go ahead and do that. Pause your video. I'll meet you back up for round 7. See you soon. All right, I've completed mine, and I've decreased my stitches. I have my 5 stitch markers in here for my size, and you'll notice with all of the stitch counts, if you count them, your stitch count should be divisible by 8. And if you've got 1 extra at the end, you could just do a quick decrease and you should be fine. So that's another way to kind of adjust your stitches. If you need to make a small decrease at the end, that's okay. So you can take those out, or you can leave them in and move them around later. But the stitch markers will come in handy for the remainder of the pattern to move around and make sure you have the right amount of decreases. So that's the only row where I've written it that way. So let's begin now on the next round, which is round 7. So we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we're going to front post treble in those to make them longer. So this is kind of like a round 3. So chain 1 and half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and we're going to front post treble crochet. So we wrap our yarn around, yarn over twice, and we're going to go in this very first post and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again, wrap around twice, grab that next post, yarn over, wrap around 2, 2, and 2. There we go. Okay, so this one is going to change a little bit. We're going to decrease into the 2nd and 3rd skip stitches. So come back here. You can see that you were into this stitch last. We're going to go into, here's the first, and we're going to go into the 2nd and 3rd and decrease. So we're just going to insert into the 2nd and yarn over, pull up a loop, and insert into the 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3. And now we're going to treble crochet, front post treble crochet into this post here. So yarn over twice and go into the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat, yarn over twice, go into the post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2 more. Okay, we're going to do another decrease into the 2nd and 3rd skip stitches. So come down here. We were in this one last. So here's 1, and then we're going to the 2nd one, and yarn over and pull up a loop, and go into the 3rd, do the same, pull up another loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. All right, so now we've decreased, and we're going to half double crochet twice. So half double crochet into the next stitch, 1, oops, and 2, and that is for the baby hat. So for the baby hat, you're going to half double crochet twice and then decrease. For the child, you're actually going to half double crochet 4 times and then decrease. And then for the women's and teen sizes, it's 5 times and then 7 for the men's. So look at your pattern, you're half double crocheting and then decreasing. So on this one, on the teen hat or women's, we're half double crocheting 5 times. So I got 1, 2, and then we're gonna do 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to decrease. So insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through there, okay? And then keep repeating that. So you're going to half double crochet the number of times that your pattern reads for your size and then decrease. You're going to repeat that all the way around and join your round. So we will be decreasing our stitch count by 8 this time, okay? So pause your video. I will meet you back up for the end of round 7 going into round 8. See you soon. Psst. Okay, here's my tip. So I'm still on the round, but I want to show you what you can do with your stitch markers here to keep up. So if you want to, in advance of counting your stitches and marking them so you know where to do the decrease, you can actually say, okay, my pattern says that I'm going to half double crochet 5 times and then I need a decrease. So what I've done is I've gone, okay, I'm going to do, let's see, where am I? My decrease was here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease. So my decrease is marked. Okay, so, well, I've already done it, so I'm just going to mark it here like this. But what I've done, forget it, I'm going to take that out. But what I did do is, so I'm going to do 5 again. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I know I'm going to have these 2 together. So I actually just go through the last 2 here and clip it, and then I know that I'm going to work up until 1 before that stitch marker, and I'm going to decrease those 2 together, and then I'll come along and I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have those 2 together. So then I'm going to put my stitch marker in here and come all the way around, and then that way our last one should be this very last stitch here, and you can check your count before you even actually crochet so you don't screw up, right? And you maintain your correct stitch count. So that's a quick little tip. All right, go on, keep going. We'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm ending this round and I've got one more decrease here. I've removed all my stitch markers and should have a decrease as your very last stitch. Okay, and go ahead and slip to join, and we're now going to begin round 8. We're going to chain 1, and we will half double crochet all the way around again and decrease, similar as we did before. So everybody's the same except for the baby size. So if you're the baby size, you're going to do it 3 times. And if you're the others, you're going to do it 4 times. For child, 5 for teen and women, and 7 for men's. So, and then we're going to decrease. So you can do my little trick again where you mark your number. So you count out your number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this hat size, and then I'm going to have a decrease. So I'm going to mark mine right here, and then I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then my decrease. Did I count that right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then there's my decrease. So you can mark yours and continue working all the way in the round for round 8. And we're going to decrease our number again down by 8 stitches again. And then the next round, we're actually going to be twisting it again in our last cable. All right, pause your video. I will see you there. Okay, so we are on round 9, and we will not decrease stitches on this round. Also, it is completely different than the other rounds, so pay attention here. So this is like our round 5s where we've crossed our cable, but we're gonna only begin with a chain 1 and 1 HDC, so only 1 half double crochet, Okay, and then we're going to begin crossing these. So we're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3 times and cross all the way over to this third post here. Make sure you're going here and not the cross part. So right here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. We do it 2, 3, and 4 times. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, go in here, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then let's see, I'm looking at my directions here. So we're going to HTC in the second skip stitch. So just come back here, yarn over, we're going to skip this one, and we're going to go, let's see, that's 1 and 2. So we're half double crocheting into this one only and pull through. Okay, and now we're going to front post double treble again. So yarn over 3 times and twist and go to this part here, this first post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. One more, so yarn over 3 times, go to this front post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and last 2. Okay, and then let's see, I'm gonna look at my notes again, and we're working into a decrease into this second skip stitch. So this one's just completely different. So we're gonna go, that's the 1 and then the 2. So we're going into the second one. So our decreases go in, pull up a loop, and then we're going to the next one, go in, pull up a loop, and decrease right there. Okay, and then now we're just going to half double crochet around the entire round. So when you come back to the end of this round, you should maintain your stitch count that you had before, so double check that, and I will meet you back for round 10 after that. Pause the video and I'll see you soon. All right, we are on round 10. Of course, your stitch count did not change from that round. And now we are going to continue our decreasing. All the remaining rows or rounds will decrease. So be sure and look at your pattern for your size. We're going to start with a chain 1, and we're going to half double crochet into that first stitch, and then decrease if you are the baby size. And if you are the child size, you're going to half double crochet 3 times and then decrease. If you are the teen, which is this one, or the women's, you're going to do it 4 times and then decrease. And if you are the men's, you're going to do it 5 times and then decrease. So you can start setting up your stitch markers. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, let's do the one for the teen. Oops. 2, 3, and 4, and we have our decrease, so that's right here. So that's our decrease, and that's the first one. And so I'm going to go ahead and mark the rest of these. So mine for this one is 4, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip this one and mark the next one. So that's where my next decrease will happen. And then I'm going to mark the next one and pop that in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that and put that in, and just continue all the way around. And then your stitch count should reduce again or decrease again by 8. All right, so continue that repeat. Pause your video. I'll meet you back for round 11. See you soon. Okay, so round 11, now if you have the baby hat, you should have 16 stitches left, and you can, now your baby's not going to have a messy bun, but once you get down on any of these down to 16 stitches, you could finish it off at 16 for a messy bun hat. And so if you want to jump to that point in the video when we are at 16 for one of these other sizes, then you can do that and look at that, but and I'll remind you. But I just wanted to point that out to you. You'll be at 16 for this size hat, and for the child size, you should have 32 stitches, and for the teen and the women's it'll be 40, and then for the larger men's size it will be 48 stitches. So that's where you are. Beginning round 11, we're going to half double crochet a number of stitches and then decrease again. Now for the baby hat, you're not going to actually half double crochet at all. You're just going to be decreasing all of your stitches all the way around. So once you reach your 16 on all the patterns, you're just simply going to be decreasing. So if the pattern says X on it, HDC X, just skip that part and move on to the decrease. So for the child size, you're going to half double crochet 2. For the next 2 sizes up, it's going to be 3, which is mine here. So I'm going to go 1, half double crochet. So I chained 1. So let's do 1 half double, 2, and 3, and then decrease. And you'll do 1 more if you have a men's hat. So you'll have double crochet 4 times and then decrease. All right. So that is my repeat. And then I can use my stitch markers to mark that out. And if you're marking every time and you have 8 stitch markers, you'll find that you can count that you had 8 all the way around and then pull out your stitch markers and you know that you decreased properly. All right. So go ahead and continue round 11. Pause your video. I'll meet you back up for round 12. See you soon. Okay, so if you have the baby size, you're ready to move on to finishing, so jump to that part of the pattern. And for the rest of us on the child size, you're going to begin round 12 with the half double crochet, and so chain 1 and then half double crochet 1 time and then decrease, and that's your repeat. But for the teen and the women's, you're actually not going to half double crochet at all, because we have 32 stitches and we're going to decrease that and just cut that number into half to get to 16 stitches. So you're just going to be decreasing every stitch all along. Okay, so 2 into 1. If you have the end size, you're going to half double crochet 3 times and then decrease. So that's your repeat. All right. So when we come back, we'll be there and you'll have 16 stitches for the child, teen, and women's, and then 32 stitches for the men at the end of this round. Okay. All right. So go ahead and move on. I'm just going to show you visually. I'm decreasing mine for the teen or the women's size once, and the next one, and I literally just do every single stitch this way, just so you can see what it looks like on a round where you're decreasing. So, all right, continue that. Pause your video. I'll meet you back for round 13. See you soon. All right, we're at the end of the round, and we've got 16 stitches here, unless you have a men's hat. And when I finished here, it looks a little different. It looks like, well, where's the end of this round? It's actually over here. Okay, so this is that first part of the decrease. So we're going to slip to that. All right, and so now we're ready. If you want to do a messy bun or a ponytail hat, you can leave it open. So you would just clip this and pull through and then weave in your tail here and then weave in your tail and you're done. But if you want to, whoops, sorry. If you want to close this off, then you're going to decrease it again. So this next round, you're going to chain 1 and decrease just as you did the other round, and then we'll go into finishing. If you have a men's hat, you are going to also do that, but you're actually going to do it 2 more rounds until you get 8 stitches. So I think you can follow the directions for round 13 and 14 if you have a men's hat, but if you have a child's hat, you're just going to be decreasing this round here on round 13 1 more time, and then you're going to be moving on to finishing. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to chain 1 and we're going to decrease and then decrease again, decrease again, keep going. If you need to count in your head that you know you did 8, that's fine. I still have my stitch marker on the beginning of my round, so it's a little easier for me to kind of gauge and say, oh, I've gotten there. So there will be a little bit of a hole at the top of our hat, and then we'll need to close that in using our tapestry needle. All right, there is my stitch marker, and we're going to go ahead and close that in. Last stitch. Okay. There we go. All right, so you can pull out a nice long tail, and if you have the men's, then go ahead and do one more round until you get there. Clip that, pull it through. I'm going to grab my tapestry needle and thread it. And actually, let me get another needle so you can see it better. Okay, I got a brighter needle, or one that you can see a little bit better. So this one has a little clear eyelet on the end, so it's easy to grab when I'm doing this for color. Okay, so I'm coming out of this part here, so I want to go into all of my stitches on the end. So I'm just going to go through this one, got one, and I'm coming into the middle and coming up through the front. So inside to outside, so that's 2, 3, 4, oh, let me thread that again. 5, 6, oh, what did I do? There we go. There's 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now we've got that, and we want to pull it tight, and it's just a nice little drawstring, and then we just take our needle and push it back through to the other side and turn it inside out and weave in our ends. So I just come along and pick up stitches again and go through a few more times. You can loop through one, leave a loop, and then pull it through again to have a little knot there. Whatever you like. Go through the stitches, and I just like to have extra tail through here just for good measure. So I'm going to do another one where I have a loop and then pull it through, pull it tight, and then clip off the remaining. And then now we have this tail here. You can see where our inside of where our cable is and our ends of our rounds. Go ahead and weave through with your tapestry needle. So I go ahead and go through a couple of these and even come down this inside of what looks like the rib. This is kind of what I do on knitting. I go down the rib as well, and then maybe come back up again. I should have cut this a little bit longer. I like a longer tail here. So just gonna work my way back up and then trim my tail, and I am done on my pattern. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this pattern. Let me know the comments down below. Here is my teen hat. We can take this off. Teen or larger child head. So we have that, and it's just a simple double crochet or half double crochet hat all around with that beautiful little cable. And you've got your family, whoops, sorry. You got your family of hats here. Yay! So fun and cute. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure and comment down below. Subscribe if you like this video and give it a like. It really helps me out. Have a great day and happy crochet. Bye everyone.
Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.